My name is Kevin Jordan, and I'm here to discuss altered states. Um, Altered states of consciousness are deliberate, sometimes non deliberate medical issues, means that the person is affected by a certain ceremony, spiritual practice, or necessary to commune with outside or the unseen forces. In regard to the medical issues, it can be related to fever dreams, medical conditions, lucid dreaming, or a coma. There are many different ways to reach an altered state of consciousness, also known as an ASC. They include medicinal, religious trances, meditation, dancing, shamanic journeys, and religious experiences ever brought on by personal provocation, of which I'm going to an altered state um, shamanic journey tonight with my practitioner. It's very interesting. There's five characteristics of altered state. There's an intense self-control with spiritual context and ingestion of certain drugs in some situations, not in mine. The fragmented consciousness, mental issues, and many sense of temporal psychosis in connection with really basic, not all there personalities. Relaxed consciousness can be characterized by a meditative state, drug use, an intense state of being mindful, slipping into a peaceful state of mentality. Trance consciousness, which can be achieved under three prior characteristics with mind altering and mind body consciousness discussions. There is also a phase in the state where the individual may seem separated from their own body or potentially floating among their own body. And there are sometimes phases in altered states where people's eyes are open, but they're not conscious. There's multisensory stages of altered states of consciousness as well. Expanding consciousness improves all states on a sensory level, such as a shamanic journey with the practitioner of your choice or a shaman. These reports of body image, sensitive expressions have been altered, memory and extensive experiences have been experienced personally in the mysticism that I follow, which is Wiccan practicing plus a whole different neo-pagan belief system. The shamanic journey is an altered state of consciousness. It's something that you get from going through practices over and over, and you get better and better at it with time. Chanting, dancing, prayers, burning of scents, which we do, that change reality, mindful meditation, or sometimes in some cases it's guided meditation by the shaman. Yoga, prolonged fasting, which I'm doing today. Extreme relaxation that provides physiological things, drugs and medicinal ingestions or influences. Now, this is something that I have a big problem with. There are a lot of people that use drugs and medicinal ingestions like I used to do on a pretty much daily basis to get to an altered state of consciousness. And I'm currently under psychiatric care, so I'm always in an altered state of consciousness. In the Shinto culture, after a brief experience with, not brief, but a long experience with a girlfriend of mine when I was younger, her name was Naomi Fukushima. She was a Shinto Buddhist and also Neo-Catholic, which is really interesting. But basically, the Shinto beliefs believe that practitioners are always regarded as the indigenous people of Japan. They believe in a polyistic afterlife that revolves around gods and spirits and supernatural entities that inhabit all things. The link between kami, or the natural world, and Shinto beings and shrines and public shrines are often seen as something of a trek. Like a person goes to Mecca for Islam. Shinto, they go to certain temples and or practice certain rituals to maintain their belief system and maintain their visions of God and goddesses. Emma, or divination of amulets. Kagura describes the music and the dance in the kami. Festivals are based on the lunar cycle. Divination of spirits. Mediumship includes learning of how to use the kami. Ikado train under Itako, excuse me, no, Ikado, train and use rule under the Ikado from childhood, memorizing sacred texts and prayers, and have a different aspect and level of consciousness when it comes to learning and teaching other people, asking them for assistance. They're kind of like witch doctors, but in Shinto, they're more believed to be closer to the ancestors than once previously thought. And the rituals, there are so many different things about altered states of consciousness within different religions or different contexts or different cultures. The Japanese Shinto is meditation and prayer. There's a lot of prayer. There's a lot of prayer. And there's a lot of meditation. And in the Shinto context, everybody's trying to get the best kami they can. It's a very noble and extremely structured belief in Buddhism, and the afterlife of the kami, the spirit gods, the divination, the ancestor worship. It's all present. And when a person goes into an altered state of consciousness during high meditation, they're, elevated to that level of kami. So thank you for letting me share about Shinto and altered states of consciousness. My name is Kevin Jordan, and I enjoyed the video. Thank you very much.